What is up, my gamer guys and gals? It's your boy Godlike Gamer here, recording ISBL Season 5, Week 2 team preview for our rival, the uh, Zen DH and the coach of the Lake Valor Technicians. You guys should, if you guys have been subscribed to the channel, you know Zen. We've played, this is like the fifth time we've played. It's the fourth time we've played. We had one forfeit, double forfeit. So it's actually like a 2-2 record between us. I've known him since day one of season one, So this is he used to help me build a lot back in the day. Not so much now, but back in the day, really close. We've worked with each other a lot. So really excited to get this down. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his team real quick for you guys, um, so you can. Jesus Christ. So you guys can go ahead and take a look at it. You got Tyranitar, Landotherian, Amoonguss, Volcanion, Jolteon, Slowking, Bronzong, Togetic, Sandslash, Girder, Sceptile. Just a few things to point out. He has a lot of ways. A lot of people think that this week I'm going to try to overpower his Pseudo Sand with Rain, and I'm not going to. He has a lot of ways of dealing with Swampert. Amoonguss deals with Swampert. Togetic, Swampert. Slowking, Swampert. All three things that I don't want to fuck with. So I really, and if I don't run Max Speed Jolly, then Sceptile deals with it. And if I don't run Adamant, I'm missing out on all those KOs. And it's just really annoying. It's something I don't want to deal with this week. Something I do not want to deal with. So we're not going to. We're just going to skip it. And I've got some other plans, and you'll see them here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll jump right in. We got Conk leading off the team. Simple Conk said Flame Orb Guts, Drain Punch, Knock, Facade, Mach Punch. Just really goes in this week. I had Swampert initially on the set, but I really like Conk. I really do. He doesn't have a switch into Conk. He does not. If you look at his team, he could, you'd think like Togetic or Bronzong would. Both don't take. Bronzong doesn't take knockoff into Drain Punch, and Togetic doesn't take knockoff into Facade. If I knock off Togetic's Eviolite, Facade drops it 80%. So it is really good this week. Slowking getting destroyed. Lando's kind of a switch in. If he switches in on Drain Punch, he can. He does have access to HP flying because this is his Z captain, so he can straight up kill me back with a flying MZ. So that's something I really have to be careful with. I want to click Facade more than I want to click Drain Punch this week, to be honest. Facade will 2-hit KO Landorus, and it will do a lot of damage on a Landorus switching, so it's very important. There's not really too much to say. Max HP, max attack, 8 speed, because some of his slower mons might try to outspeed me. Slowking could benefit from trying to outspeed me, try to get some psychics. Amoonguss could try to outspeed me and get a Spore, so I don't get Guts or Flame Orb. That could be a thing. Bronzong could try to outspeed and Boom. Togetic could outspeed and Dazzling Gleam. I mean, there's so many things he could try to do. So 8 speed, just so you know, if they wanna try and outspeed me, they're gonna have to run a lot of speed. So the 8 speed is just good. Next up, Goodra. Goodra I really like this week. I really like Goodra. It 1v1s almost everything on his team. 1v1s Landers. I take a hit from Landers. Amoonguss doesn't really touch me, other than Sludge Bomb poisons, which I don't know. If Amoonguss isn't Spadef, if it's defensive, I speed him 3-hit KOs. So, and I win the 1v1 stall out because he'd have to risk freeze like basically he'd have to synthesis like 8 times and 80% chance. I mean, if I speed him 10%, you run the odds, I get a freeze, that thing is dead. So I mean, the odds are in my favor for that. So other than that, that's what the 12 special attack is for, by the way. Other than that, this thing just goes in. I mean, Volcanion doesn't touch me at all. Slowking, Jolteon don't touch me at all. Togetic doesn't touch me at all. I have Toxic, and Togetic can't really fit Toxic on its set, if you haven't noticed. It has to run Defog. It has to run like Dazzling Gleam, Roost, Grass Knot, and its other move should either be Baton Pass or Heal Bell. It shouldn't really be Toxic. Or it could be Defog, but like I said, those Defog, Baton Pass, Heal Bell, all three moves he would rather fit on Togetic than Toxic, in my opinion. Especially, at least in Mach, it was better for him. So Goodra kind of goes in. And he wouldn't want to risk me being a Rain Dance set, anyways. So I 1v1 everything. Even Sceptile doesn't touch me. So this is just a really good Pokemon. Sap Sipper over Gooey this week. Gooey is really useful for like dealing with like Scarflanders. Or not necessarily Scarflanders. Well, yeah, Scarflanders because knockoffs and superpowers and stuff like that. But Sap Sipper just in the end does a little better in case of Amoonguss Spore shenanigans and Giga Drains and Leech Seeds and stuff like that. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So, and we can get attack boost. And after attack boost, we 2-hit KO max HP Volcanion. So, that's just a good fact. If we get him to click Grass Knot, I mean, it's pretty good for us. So yeah, not too much. Earthquake, Ice Beam, there for just breaking subs and doing a lot of damage. We don't need Dragon Stab this week. Protect just gives us a little extra recovery if we need it. And Toxic, just for wearing things down like Lando, Slowking, Togetic. We win those 1v1s with Toxic. So, really good mon. Really looking forward to it this week. Next up is Natasha the Serena coming in. This helps deal with things like Girder. Girder's Bullet Punch and Mach Punch and stuff doesn't affect her because of Queen Majesty, of course. And it's so defensive that Tyranitar doesn't worry about Tyranitar. Sand Slash doesn't bother it. Lando only bothers it if it's Z, which it could be. It very well could be. This is also a switch in for things like Jolteon and Slowking. They don't mess with it at all. Also, Sceptile doesn't touch me at all. And almost all of the Mons, if not all of the Mons I just aforementioned, are 2-hit KO'd by things like Drop Kick, High Jump Kick, Play Rough. I think the only Mon I don't 2-hit KO is Landorus. I 2-hit KO this. I don't 2-hit KO Togetic or Bronzong. I get this. I should 2-hit KO Volcanion unless it's HP with a little defense with High Jump Kick. I don't 2-hit KO this or this. So if there's 4 Mons about, I'm not really going to 2-hit KO. That's fine. This is just meant to be a switch in, get chip on things, rapid spin away. Spadef means I take what's it called? I take 2 Sludge Waves from Volcanion, which is really nice. That 8 attack means I guarantee something. I don't know. Look, guys, being honest, I tweak these EV spreads a lot. And sometimes I see them and I don't quite remember what they're for, but it's important. I remember it is important for something. I think it was 2-hit KO Jolteon. That's what it was. It was... No, I don't know. Because I think we did that anyways with a High Jump Kick, so... I'm not sure. We'll figure it out, of course. But yeah, Natasha just meant to be a good spinner, keep hazards away, give me a switch into some things, and she'll work out pretty well. Next up, Choice Scarf Tornadoes. Now, this is basically our win condition this week. Scarf Torn comes in. He doesn't appreciate Hurricane at all. His only Hurricane switch-ins are AV Volcanion, which I don't think is coming. I think Specs works a lot better. Just my opinion. Bronzong and Tyranitar. Now, Bronzong does not take a knockoff into superpower, so if it comes in on a knockoff or anything like that, we superpower the next time and we kill it. Same with Tyranitar. Tyranitar is not taking a superpower. This speed that we have right here means we outspeed everything except a Flame Orb Jolteon, which I think he could bring. I think he should bring. I think that's Jolteon's best set this week. And it covers things like Swampert and everything. So we don't outspeed that, which is a bit of an issue. The attack, make sure we 2-hit KO things like I said, Bronzong. After all that, means we 2-hit KO things like it means we get the KO on Tyranitar, kill things like Slow King, stuff like that. And the special attack means we 2-hit KO Landorus, Moongus, all those kind of stuff. We 2-hit KO everything on his team with this spread and this speed. We're the fastest one. So, I mean, we're really in a great position with Tornadoes this week. I am choice locked, which is an issue. However, it is not an issue as long as we're careful. I say it's an issue because if I drop Hurricane on a Moongus and he goes Tyranitar, Choice Band Pursuit after sand damage has a good chance to kill me. Now, before sand damage, I have a 50-50 roll, and sand just kind of pretty much guarantees it. So we don't want any chip on Torn that we don't have to have. So if he's not adamant, Choice Band Pursuit doesn't kill. And we want to be careful to not lock ourselves into like superpower on on T-Tars, or not superpower, on Hurricane on T-Tar coming in. So just want to be very careful this week. Torn, I like Torn as a pick. I think he'll put in a lot of work. And Defiance, also good ability for Landers, switching in and out. I like it better than Prankster this week, obviously. So yeah, next up, we have Magneton here. Now, Magneton, pretty lit Pokemon. He doesn't have a switch in. He has got 2 ground types, but both of them are 2-hit KO'd by Flash Cannon. Because we are analytic, we are not Magnet Pull. Jolteon also could be Volt Absorb for switch-ins, but Flash Cannon drops that thing as well. Analytic just gives me that speed boost. So it's really important. Or that power boost that puts us over the edge. That speed means we outspeed everything except Landorus, Sceptile, or Jolteon, barring Scarfish, of course. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flash Cannon, HP Ice, just in case we have to hit Landorus for something, and Landorus at high health. We don't need that move for anything else, so I just thought it would be a good option in case we're in on something, and as well as Sceptile. Say Sceptile's in, and he, I don't know. We know he doesn't have EQ, or Focus Blast could miss. HP Ice guarantees. Flash Cannon, he has a chance to live. So, I don't know. Magneton's a really good Pokemon. He doesn't switch in and out well. Gives us a good Steel type to pivot in and out with. I like it. Last Pokemon this week. We really, really wanted Rocks. Rocks helps get some chip damage on some nice Pokemon. That really helps us out. So Rocks was really important to me. I almost brought Swampert as a rocker, but basically everything in its mother is gonna have HP Grass. So I didn't want to run slow Swampert this week. Not this week. Maybe later in the season when it's established that Swampert's not coming every week, and people don't, aren't bringing Grass, not or HP Grass on every mod. Then most certainly we'll start trying to we could bring a slow Swampert. But right now I want to try to avoid it. Stealth Rock, really good ability. All this other shit is just for all the other moves are just for coverage. EQ, Heavy Slam, Shadow Punch, getting a 2-hit KO on pretty much everything on his team. EV spread is actually really cool. 28 Spadef means we live Grass Knot from like Bronzong, or and we take 2 Shadow Balls from Jolteon. So if he runs like Max Special Attack Bronzong, we live. If he runs Modest, he could run Modest, Life Orb, and Shadow Ball doesn't 2-hit KO, I believe. No, I don't think so. I think it's just Modest. I think he can run Modest, and Shadow Ball doesn't 2-hit KO, which is nice. That defense ensures we take hits from Landorus. We're going to take guaranteed hits from Landorus and Sand Slash for days. T-Tar can drop us like no tomorrow. Nothing I can do about that, really. I tried, but there's nothing, so we're just going to have to rock out with what we got. If we catch ban T-Tar on pursuit, come in, click EQ, something like that. Or ban T-Tar on like crunch or something. We'll figure it out. Just Golurk is going to be a pretty useful Pokemon this week. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to go too in depth this week. Last week's video ran really long, so um, so the last thing I'll say is, like I said, um, last thing I'll say is Swampert. I just didn't think it was a good breed because it doesn't get the 2 KOs, and he has ways of dealing with it. If it's Jolly, basically if it ran Jolly, it didn't get 2 KOs. He has a lot of ways of one-shotting it back. And if I didn't run Jolly, then he could take advantage of my speed and kill me. So he had a lot of ways of dealing with it. Pelipper, I almost brought Pelipper, but I really wanted the speed of Tornadus. Fuck. And I thought Tornadus does the job well, so I don't see the point of bringing Pelipper. Escavalier was a good bring, but I didn't know what slot I would drop it for. It would have had to have been Serena, but Serena doesn't quite get taken advantage of by Volcanion as hard, and Serena can spin, which I thought was more important. Choice Scarf Drapion almost came, but didn't really find a spot for it on the team. There's a lot of sets I wanted to bring this week, a lot of sets, but this is just a set we brought. We're probably leading Golurk. Just get up rocks. He's honestly the most expendable. Every other member of the team can deal with things just as well. In prep, he either leads Jolteon and tries to Volt Switch, or he either leads Jolteon and tries to Volt Switch, or he leads Scarflanders or T-Tar. So we'll figure out, or Bronzong. So he's got a couple leads. Golurk deals with all of them except Ban T-Tar. So we'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the battle.